Hello everyone! Now I will explain the learning from session 1 which is about the critical role of firm-specific advantages or FSAs. To begin, let me explain the definition of FSAs. FSAs are the strengths or advantages of a company that make it more competitive, especially in international markets. To understand this better, we need to know the hierarchy of competitiveness, which is divided into 3 levels. First is core competence. This is basic skills or technologies. Second is core product. This is the actual result from core competence. And third is final product. This is the finished goods or services for consumers. Okay, next we will discuss about strategic approaches. Companies can choose different strategies to implement. First is US companies. This is focused on short-term profitability, product differentiation, and niche markets. And second is Japanese companies. This is focused on long-term efficiency, process technology, low cost, and high quality. Lastly, there are co-location criteria. Co-location or being physically in the same location plays an important role in some situations. First, when the complexity of information is very high or very hard to understand. And second, when stakeholders do not have the same background or relationship. And third, when communication requires non-verbal cues such as facial expression or cultural context. Okay, before we move on to the next session, now I will discuss a case study regarding the material from session 1. Apple and Toyota are examples of companies that use different FSA strategies. Apple focuses on product differentiation by creating the iPhone and an integrated device ecosystem, achieving short-term profitability through innovation. Meanwhile, Toyota focuses on long-term efficiency through process technology, prioritizing low cost and high quality in standard cars. And both companies also use co-location to improve efficiency. Apple's bring design and production teams closer, while Toyota places factories near supplier to ensure quality and smooth production.
In this session, I'm gonna explain how a company's home country influences its success in the global markets based on Michael Porter's diamond model. First, we got Michael Porter's competitive advantage of nations. He argued that the companies doesn't become competitive just because of natural resources, labor, or government support. Instead, competition and challenges push firms to innovate and improve, leading to long-term success. Second, we got Porter's diamond model of national competitive advantage. There are 4 key factors. The first is factor conditions. It includes natural resources, skilled labor, technology, and infrastructure. Second is demand condition, which high customer expectation leads to better quality products. 3. Related and supporting industries. A network of competitive businesses encourages innovations and help companies grow faster. Last is firm strategy, industry structure, and rivalry. So the more competitive the local industry is, the stronger the firms becomes globally. For example is Samsung and LG, who constantly competing with each other, making South Korea a leader in electronics industry. Next up, we got the case study of Silicon Valley and Route 128. Simply put, these both companies are facing an economic decline in the 1980s, but Silicon Valley able to recover quickly in the 90s, while Route 128 took longer to bounce back. Silicon Valley is able to recover faster because it had better connections between companies, universities, and investors, which is related to Porter's diamond model, considering the factor conditions, demand conditions, and strategy and rivalry.
Next, we will discuss the third section is about how M&As manage their subsidiary by combining firm-specific advantages and location advantages. According to Balazs and Ghosal, M&As often simplify their global management by 2 approaches. First, the United States model or homogenization, where all subsidiaries are treated the same, regardless of their local strengths or challenges. While the simplified management, it may overlook the opportunities unique to certain markets. Second, the headquarter hierarchy syndrome or centralization, where corporate headquarters makes all key decisions and subsidiaries merely follow the global strategy. This can limit the local adaptability and innovation. Next, we classify the subsidiaries into 4 types. First, black hole. Black hole subsidiaries struggle with resources but operate in a critical market, like Tesla in India. India is a key EV market, but Tesla faces high taxes and regulation. Next is implementers. Implementers focus on efficiency and production but are not located in key strategic regions, like Nestle in some African countries that produce at low cost, but these markets are less strategic than the US or China. Third, the strategic leaders drive innovation and are positioned in major markets like Samsung in the US. Its Silicon Valley R&D center drive the global innovation in technology. Fourth, contributors. These create new products or innovation but are in the markets that are not globally significant, like Unilever in Indonesia, that develop the local products like Sunsilk lime shampoo which can be applied to other emerging markets. Effective subsidiary management requires, first, headquarters to understand local conditions, ensure open communication, maintain decision-making consistency, allow subsidiaries to challenge perspective, and uphold the transparency in final decision.
Okay, next I want to explain about international innovation for multinational enterprise, or it called MNEs. Establish 2 types of international R&D units, which is home-based exploiting and home-based augmenting labs. Home-based exploiting labs focus on adapting existing technological to local market. They are placed near key customers and manufacturing units for quick implementation. Meanwhile, home-based augmenting labs are located in knowledge hubs to acquire new innovations. These labs collaborate with top scientists to enhance the company technology. MNEs manage these labs through a technology steering committee, which selects R&D locations and investment. Meanwhile, subsidiaries influence R&D strategy in 2 ways. First, internal initiatives. Subsidiaries compete for corporate R&D funding by showcasing their strengths. And external initiatives is subsidiaries identify local opportunities and develop pilot projects and then later seek corporate approval. For example, I have study case for this session is Philips R&D strategy. Philips exemplifies this approach. It has home-based exploiting labs in China to adapt medical devices for local markets, while its home-based experimenting lab in Silicon Valley collaborates with AI researchers to develop advanced healthcare technology. By combining both strategies, Philips stays competitive globally.
Now I'm gonna explain about international sourcing and production. So there is 6 roles of foreign manufacturing plants. The first one is offshore factory. An offshore factory is a factory located in another country just to save money on production costs, like cheaper labor or raw materials. The products made in this factory are usually shipped back to the home country or other markets. The second one is server factory. A server factory is built in a specific country to serve nearby markets and avoid extra costs like import tax, shipping fees, or currency exchange risks. The third one is outpost factory. An outpost factory is built in a country to gather important information about new technology, trends, or competitors. It's usually located in a place with many advanced companies and skilled workers. Besides collecting information, it may also work as an offshore or server factory to help with production. The fourth one is source factory. A source factory is like an upgraded offshore factory. It is built in a country to save costs like offshore factory, but also to improve production process and become a center of excellence for certain product. It has more freedom to make improvement, custom products, and optimize logistics. The fifth one is contributor factory. A contributor factory is similar to server factory because it mainly serves local original market. However, it has more power to improve process, develop new products, and customize goods for local needs. And the last one is lead factory. A lead factory is the most advanced and important type of factory. It doesn't just produce goods, it also develops new technologies, improve process, and drive innovation. It's located in a place with top research labs, skilled workers, and key industry players.
Have you ever wondered how can companies successfully expand across the boundaries or across the countries? Well, then let's learn about FSAs or firm-specific advantages that helps companies to grow internationally. So FSAs are actually strengths that companies have that gives them competitive edge. Some are like technology, brand reputation, and also knowledge that is easier to transfer across the countries. While there are also things like relationship with local suppliers and also local adaptation or cultural adaptation that is hard to move around. So when companies expand, they need to make sure how to transfer their FSAs efficiently while also adapting to new markets. And this is where expatriates or people that are sent abroad plays a key role. So expatriates ensures that the transfer knowledge or the knowledge that is transferred from headquarters to foreign subsidiaries are aligning with company standards while also adapting to local conditions. So let's take Toyota as an example. Toyota has a strong internationally transferable FSAs, like its production system that has lean production system, manufacturing processes, advanced one, and also the commitment to quality. So when Toyota expands, it needs to ensure that its legendary production system, which is also known as TPS or Toyota Production System, is implemented correctly worldwide, which requires deep technical and knowledge and also cultural adaptation. So to achieve this, Toyota sends expatriates like their manager and employees from Japan to train local teams that will ensure Toyota's quality and efficiency standards remain consistent while also adjusting to local labor regulations and also suppliers networks. So successful international expansion relies on balancing transferable FSAs with local adaptation.
In this session, I will explain about 6 types of emerging economy multinational enterprises or EMNEs. First one, we have natural resource-based EMNEs. These companies capitalize on their home country's abundant natural resources. Second one, low-cost manufacturing EMNEs. Driven by cost efficiency, these enterprises compete through cheap labor and economies of scale. Third one, state-owned EMNEs. Backed by government support, these enterprises operate in strategic industries like energy and infrastructure. 4. Diversified business groups. These conglomerates operate across multiple industries under a single corporate umbrella. 5. Innovation-driven EMNEs. Investing heavily in research and technology, these companies transition from imitation to innovation. 6. Latecomer EMNEs. These agile enterprises enter global markets later but grow rapidly by adopting digital platforms and disruptive business models. EMNEs face unique challenges like overcoming weak recognition, balancing global standardization with local adaptation, and integrating corporate social responsibility. And I will explain about the case study based on Talisman Energy. Talisman Energy faced severe CSR challenges while operating in Sudan during its civil war. Accused of indirectly funding government-led human rights abuses through oil revenues, the company encountered intense pressure from activists, shareholders, and global watchdogs. Despite claims of contributing to local development, Talisman's reputational and financial losses forced it to divest from Sudan in 2003. The case underscores the critical need for EMNEs to integrate ethical due diligence and stakeholders' engagement into core strategies, especially in high-risk regions. It highlights how ignoring social-political risks despite resource advantages can lead to operational failure, aligning with broader lessons on balancing profitability with social responsibility in international trade.